Welcome everyone to our NFT deep dive session on creating non-fungible tokens. We're going into the nuts and bolts of what makes NFTs tick, like uniqueness, scarcity, and proof of ownership.
Yep. Right. It's fascinating stuff. I mean, we're talking about digital art, tweets, even in-game items turned into these one-of-a-kind tokens.
Exactly. It's like turning your digital creations into collectibles that are
Mm,
verifiable on the blockchain. Each NFT is totally unique because of the metadata, kind of like, a digital fingerprint.
And that metadata is what distinguishes one NFT from another, right? Unlike fungible items that are basically interchangeable.
Right on. Non fungible tokens are totally non interchangeable due to those unique identifiers, almost like a barcode for your digital art or asset.
Yep. Interesting. So, what are the steps if someone wants to jump on board and create their own NFT?
Great question. First off, creators have to decide on the format of their NFT. It could be a digital painting, a video clip, a piece of music, or even text. Basically,
Yeah.
any digital file works as long as it can be converted into the right file type.
So someone might choose a PNG for an image, an MP3 for audio, or an MP4 for video, right?
Precisely. And this step is crucial because the file format has to be compatible with the NFT marketplace you're using. It's like
Mm,
ensuring your ingredients are fresh before you bake a cake.
haha, exactly. And once you've got your file set, what comes next?
Well, then it's time to get your crypto wallet ready. This wallet is vital since you'll use it not only to store your crypto, but also to pay for minting fees, gas fees to be exact.
Yep, that's important. Now, I always thought that setting up a wallet was somewhat technical. Is it really that simple nowadays?
It can be, especially with user friendly apps out there. Of course, you need to understand your blockchain basics, but platforms now guide you through the process step by step.
Yeah, true. And once the wallet's ready, creators go to a marketplace, right? Like OpenSea or Rarible?
Right. The next big step is picking an NFT marketplace, and each platform has its quirks. For instance, OpenSea is pretty popular since it
Yep.
lets you create tokens easily. Then, there are others like Rarible, which have their own style, sometimes limiting the file formats you can use.
Mm-hmm. And there are also curated platforms like Super Rare that might have a waiting period and selection criteria.
Exactly. The marketplace selection can also affect the cost. Some platforms mint NFTs only when you sell them, while others might charge upfront gas fees.
Right.
It's a balancing act, really.
Speaking of gas fees, they seem to fluctuate a lot. How do creators manage that?
Good point. Gas fees vary based on network demand, so sometimes waiting for less busy periods, often on weekends,
Yep,
can save you a bundle. It's kind of like shopping during a sale, right?
totally. And what about the actual minting process of NFTs? How does that work?
Minting is basically turning your digital file into a token on the blockchain. Imagine it like um, pressing coins into circulation, only these coins are digital and unique.
Mm,
Once minted, the NFT becomes tamper proof and can be traded or sold as is.
yeah, and I heard that some platforms even allow you to embed royalty clauses, so you earn a commission every time your NFT resells. Is that right?
Absolutely. You can set a royalty percentage so that um, any future transactions generate passive income.
Yep.
It's a neat feature for artists who want ongoing benefits.
That's super smart. But don't you think there's a risk there? Like if you set the royalty too high, could that deter potential buyers?
That's a valid challenge. There's a sweet spot for royalties. Set it too high, and collectors may hesitate. It's um, a balancing act, earning more per sale without scaring
Right.
off resellers. A reasonable percentage makes the NFT appealing on both sides of the transaction.
And what about creating different editions? I mean, some artists might want to produce multiple copies.
Yes, exactly. While NFTs are designed for uniqueness, there's also the possibility of creating limited editions. This involves
Mm,
minting a fixed number of identical copies. But it's crucial to decide that quantity up front because once minted, you can't change it.
got it. So it's all about deliberate choices from file type to the number of copies.
Exactly. And after you've minted your NFTs, you also decide on the sale method, either a fixed price sale or an auction. With
Yep.
auctions, you can choose between an English auction or even a Dutch auction, where the price decreases over time.
I find the auction method really engaging. There's always that adrenaline rush with English auctions.
Oh, absolutely. It brings a little bit of that live market dynamics feeling, like a bidding war.
Mm.
An artist can set parameters that give the buyer a sense of exclusivity.
Now, once your NFT is live on the marketplace, how do you reach potential buyers?
Promotion is key. You can't just mint an NFT and expect it to sell itself. Creators need to leverage social media, PR campaigns, and sometimes even collaborate with
Yep.
influencers. Platforms like Twitter, Telegram, and Discord are central in building a community around your work.
Right. Building a community can actually make all the difference in the NFT world.
Exactly. A loyal following not only supports your work, but can also act as ambassadors for your brand. It's like having your own
Mm.
squad in the digital art realm.
That makes a lot of sense. However, do you think it's a bit overwhelming for a newcomer to get started considering all these steps? Yeah, but isn't there a risk of flooding the market with so many NFTs that each individual piece loses value?
That's a fair critique. There's a risk of oversaturation. Yet the value of an NFT is largely driven by uniqueness and the reputation of the creator. So while quantity
Mm,
increases, quality and originality become vital.
I see. So it comes back to creativity and standing out in the digital crowd.
Exactly. And it's not just about art. NFTs are expanding into music, fashion, academia, even tokenization of real world objects becomes possible. It's a whole new frontier where creativity meets technology.
Right. It's interesting to see how something that began as digital art is now crossing over into collateral for decentralized finance, loans, and even real estate.
Absolutely. The use cases are broadening, and with the concept of semi fungibility through standards like ERC-1155, even hybrid models are emerging.
Yep.
It really opens up options for both buyers and creators.
Speaking of standards, what can you say about how Ethereum dominates the scene versus other blockchains?
Ethereum did pioneer the NFT space with ERC 721, but it's not the only game in town. There are marketplaces on Cosmos, Polkadot, Binance Smart Chain, and more.
True.
Each blockchain offers different benefits, like lower fees or faster transactions, although Ethereum remains the most popular because of its robust ecosystem.
And yet, Ethereum's sometimes high gas fees can be a drawback. Do you think alternative blockchains will eventually surpass it in popularity for NFTs?
That's definitely something to watch. The NFT market is evolving fast. Alternative blockchains might gain ground with um, better scalability and lower costs, but Ethereum's network effect is hard to beat, and many platforms are innovating to mitigate high fees.
Yeah, there's always trade offs. It seems like there's no one size fits all solution in NFT creation. Every creator has to weigh factors like cost, platform features, and audience.
Exactly. Ultimately, it's a blend of the art itself, the platform mechanics, and a solid promotion strategy.
Yep.
And that mix is what can make or break an NFT success.
So, if you're an artist or a digital creator sitting there wondering if you should jump in, what's the final takeaway?
The final piece of advice is to start small, experiment, and learn as you go. NFT creation isn't overly technical, and with a bit of creativity and the right tools, anyone can mint their digital masterpiece.
That's inspiring. And it's exciting how NFTs are like not just transforming how we think of art, but also how we handle ownership and authenticity in the digital space.
You got it. It's revolutionizing digital ownership, securing assets in ways that were unimaginable before. It's giving power back to creators, letting them directly reach global collectors, bypassing traditional gatekeepers.
Absolutely right. I also love the idea that NFTs could, over time, bridge physical and digital worlds, like with designer sneakers or even tokenized real estate.
Yup, there's potential for almost anything digital or even physical to be represented as an NFT. That kind of flexibility is what makes the entire concept so exciting for industries beyond art, like music, fashion, and academia.
Mm. Before we wrap up, do you think the NFT market is showing signs of longevity, or is it more like a passing fad?
That's a good question. While there's a lot of volatility The underlying technology addresses real issues like provenance and authenticity that exist in both digital and physical marketplaces.
Yeah, true.
So even if hype cycles come and go, the foundational benefits remain valuable.
Makes sense. It's like building a house. Sure, the decor might change, but the foundation stays.
Exactly that. And with ongoing innovations, such as integrating decentralized finance with NFTs, the ecosystem is set for continuous growth and evolution.
Yep, indeed. Overall, it's fascinating how a relatively simple concept of tokenizing a digital file can lead to so many opportunities in creativity, finance, and community building.
Absolutely. Whether you're minting a digital painting, a collectible, or even a tidbit of your personal code, NFTs are opening up new realms of possibility. It's like it's like unlocking a whole new dimension of the digital economy.
Yep. And for anyone listening who's curious or already dabbling in NFTs, there's so much to explore. From the creative process and technical aspects to market strategies and community building.
Indeed. Just remember, start with a creative idea, get your wallet set up, choose the right marketplace, and then carefully plan your promotion strategy.
That's a clear roadmap. It's been really insightful exploring the journey of creating NFTs and all the ecosystem around them. Thanks for the detailed breakdown on every step from choosing a format to getting a sale online.
Thanks for joining the discussion. Exciting times ahead in the NFT world for creators and collectors alike.
Yeah, absolutely. And for everyone listening, keep exploring, stay creative, and remember, sometimes even a simple digital file can be transformed into a groundbreaking asset.
That's right. Until next time, stay innovative and keep minting.
Yep.